It was a cold Thursday evening, the kind that seeps into your bones and makes the world feel heavier than it should. The grocery store near the edge of town was almost empty, except for the faint hum of fluorescent lights and the slow creak of an old shopping cart being pushed by a tired man. His name was Ethan, a single dad, 34 years old, worn out by life, but holding on for the sake of one reason, his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. Ethan had been through enough storms for a lifetime. His wife, Emily, had passed away 2 years ago after a long fight with leukemia. Since then, every day had felt like walking through fog, unclear, certain, and unbearably quiet once Lily went to sleep. He worked long hours as a delivery driver, saving every penny, cutting corners wherever he could. Tonight, his list was short: bread, milk, cereal, and a small chocolate bar. The chocolate wasn't for him. It was a treat for Lily, who had scored full marks on her spelling test that morning. But even small joys had a price. As he waited in line, Ethan did what he often did: mentally calculated the total, wondering if he could squeeze out enough for the candy without breaking next week's gas budget. The cashier at the counter couldn't have been more than 21. She looked exhausted, her hair tied messily, dark circles beneath her eyes. Her name tag read Samantha. When Ethan's turn came, he gave her a tired smile. "Hey there, long day?" he asked gently. Samantha forced a polite smile. "Yeah, you could say that." As she started scanning his items, Ethan noticed her hands were trembling. Not just a little, they were shaking hard enough that she dropped the milk carton once before catching it. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked, concern in his voice. Her eyes flickered up, startled. "Why, yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, it's been a rough day." Ethan could tell it was more than that. There was something deeper behind that trembling: fear, exhaustion, maybe even hunger. But he didn't want to pry. Still, something inside him, that fatherly instinct, didn't let it go. "Are you sure? Your hands, they're shaking pretty bad." For a moment, Samantha froze. Her lips quivered, and then she smiled again. This time weakly. "Low blood sugar," she said quietly. "I haven't eaten since last night." Ethan blinked. "Since last night? But it's almost PM." She laughed awkwardly. "Trying to brush it off?" "Yeah, I had to pick up an extra shift. My little brother's school fees are due tomorrow, and well, I'll eat later." "It's fine." Something inside Ethan cracked. He had seen that look before on himself in the mirror, the look of someone trying to survive for someone else. Without saying anything, he looked down at the chocolate bar on the counter, the one meant for Lily. He hesitated for just a moment. Then, he slid it back toward Samantha. "Here," he said softly. "You should have this." Her eyes widened. "Oh, no, I can't take that, sir. You bought it for your kid." Ethan smiled, but there was sadness in it. "Yeah, and if my daughter were here, she'd tell me to share it with someone who needs it more." She's got her mom's heart. Tears welled in Samantha's eyes as she stared at the small bar of chocolate like it was a gift from heaven. "Thank you," she whispered. "You don't know how much that means." Ethan just nodded, trying to brush it off, but as he was about to leave, he paused, his mind replaying her words. "My little brother's school fees." He turned back. "Hey, how old's your brother?" 13. She said, "He's a good kid, wants to be an engineer someday. My parents passed away a few years back, so it's just us now." Ethan swallowed hard. Her story felt painfully familiar. Loss, responsibility, love, disguised as exhaustion. He reached into his wallet, thumbed through the few notes. He had not much, just $50 left for the week. It wasn't enough to cover his bills, but something told him this moment mattered more. He folded the money and placed it quietly beside the register. "For your brother," he said. Samantha gasped. "No, can't take that, please. You don't even know me." Ethan smiled softly. "I don't need to. I just know what it's like to fight alone for someone you love." For a long moment, neither said anything. Then her tears finally fell, silent, grateful, and raw. "Thank you," she whispered again, voice trembling. "I'll never forget this." Ethan just nodded, took his groceries, and walked out into the cold night. 2 days later, Ethan returned to the same store with Lily. As they reached the counter, he noticed a different cashier. "Where's Samantha?" he asked casually. The woman smiled. "She doesn't work here anymore. She quit yesterday after paying off her brother's school fees." Said she finally got enough saved to start a new job at a daycare center. Ethan's lips curved into a smile, relief, pride, a quiet joy. That night, when he tucked Lily into bed, she